Hey guys, Adrian here, and this is a post on taking control of your creativity. Now, first off, I want to give all the credit to this author right here. I know you can't read the blog post, but I'm going to leave an excerpt. I have it in front of me here too. I'm going to leave an excerpt or a link to the blog post down below. I'm not going to read it verbatim, but I just want to share his idea because he shares an ideology that I've been following for just recently, trying to follow and change in the way I live. And it's a really, really great one. And the blog post is by Steve Corona, stevecorona.com. He used to be the former CTO of TwitPic. Really, really great blog. He wrote an article talking about motivation and taking control of your creativity. It's entitled "I Stopped Relying on Motivation and Took Control of My Creativity." And he goes on to talk about how he did it. I just want to share one excerpt that I think is really important and kind of give my own spin to it here. In the beginning, it starts out with a quote that says, "Life, if well lived, is long enough." Then he goes on to talk about how he wanted to be a better writer and he wanted to write a really good blog post, and he would tell himself to write every day, and he would never do it because he thought it was a shitty post. And I can relate to this. I want to do more videos. I'm my biggest critic. I do videos and I think they're really crappy. This is probably like the fifth take of this video alone, so I don't do it because I'm scared. It's really crappy. I'm scared I'm gonna fail. Whatever. And then we do this thing, and I'm going to quote him here. "We all share our dirty secret. Anyone who's ever said they've been too busy is a liar. They've been too scared, including you, especially you. Life is long enough. We say it's short because we never make the time to live. Being busy is a pleasant way of saying that." I really like that whole excerpt right there because it really does encompass a lot of things. I used to think I was too busy, I didn't have enough time, and I realized, what, those are excuses. Those are excuses because I'm telling myself these things just because I can't do something. Maybe I am too afraid. Maybe I'm afraid I'll fail. Maybe I do have a lot on my plate right now and I just can't handle it. But I would rather come up with some bullshit excuse than admit to that. And that's something I in the last couple of years I'm really aimed to change, because I realize that we do have time. The greats of the greats had the same 24 hours as we did, and look at the things they've done. Think of any of your idol and people who've changed the world. They didn't have an extra hour or minute compared to you, and they did what they did. And that's how I look at life and time and, all of this. He goes on to say motivation is an excuse to do great things without promising to be great in the future, because if you rely on motivation to accomplish your dreams, you spend most of your time waiting. I really like that whole last part here. And he talks about living life in a system based, and you can read all of this. Because the thing, I like his choice of words, relying on motivation, because to me, motivation and inspiration, I made a whole video on this, are separate. Inspiration is these posters on the wall with a quote that tell you something that you've always been capable of doing. Motivation is that thing that gives you that extra kick to do whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. I don't know, get fit, run, whatever it may be. But you gotta stop relying on motivation, because like he says, motivation isn't constantly around. It's not 24/7. If you rely on that to accomplish your dreams, if you rely on something to motivate you that you want this dream, whether it's to be an athlete, a professional athlete, wealthy, whatever, well, guess what? You got to get up and start doing things to accomplish that. You can't just wait around for motivation to be like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You got to get on the court every day. You want to make money, you got to start saving, and then you got to start investing, because these are the things. Formulas in life are constant. He talks about here fitness wise. You want to lose weight, you want to get a little bit fit. Eat less or get rid of junk food, eat less carbs, exercise. Those are three things that are constant when it comes to fitness if you want to lose weight and get fit. For example, making money. You want to be wealthy? Well, one of the principles of money that's really, really a basic principle is have your money make money. Have your money always making money. Investments, stock, those sort of things, the markets, investing in other businesses, or having a business and having that be sold or whatever. Those are ways of your money making money. Putting in a bank, having it gain interest, whatever it may be, whatever you want to do. That's a common basic principle of becoming wealthy. That's what a lot of wealthy people do and how they got there. Now, that being said, if those constants are always the same, those formulas have always been the same, why do we come up with these excuses as why we can't do this or that? It's because we're scared. We don't want to fail, whatever it may be. We come up with, again, these bullshit stories of why we can't become fit, why we're not motivated enough, I don't have enough discipline, I don't have the resource, I don't have the money, whatever, it goes on and on and on and on. But if you live life more systematically, more routine, I'm not saying you gotta live it by the books, you gotta live it on a calendar, Monday through Sunday, time-wise. But think of these small routines and rituals that we do every day that don't impact our lives that much in the grand scheme of things. Like if you think of it like daily, they don't. They're just small things. You brush your teeth, you wake up, you shower, You eat breakfast. Those are common things we do. Maybe it's because we're just so used to it because of going to school, going to work, whatever. Those are basic things we do every day as a ritual. Yeah, we miss out on it sometimes for whatever reason, um, but those are common rituals that don't seem too odd. That's something we do every single day for the most part. We do one of those things every single day because, they're hygienic, they're for our hygiene, they're for us to survive, food and water. But, you know, again, we don't think too much of it. And I think that's how we should look at other things, incorporating those into our routines and our schedules. You want to run more? You got to run. You got to wake up and you got to run, right? Or set time for you to run. You want to, I don't know, you want to get more sleep or whatever it may be. Well, you got to do it. That's the thing. Motivation will not strike you at the times that you think are most opportune. Opportunity, don't get me wrong, is always out there, but you got to seize it. You just got to do it without having, the proper motivation to do so. Just doing it, that's the first step. You want to run. You want to get more fit, you got to exercise. Those are the first steps, realizing that you just got to do it to do it. And that's, I think, in a creativity standpoint, the biggest thing. And I want to leave you off with, I remember this writer who, I'm paraphrasing this quote here. He said something along the lines of, they were asking him in an interview or something, about when, does he write when he's motivated, does he write when he's free, in his free time, etc., etc. And he went on to say something along the lines of, I write every time I'm motivated. Luckily, that's every morning at 7 a.m. And what he meant by that is, motivation isn't always going to strike. And if you have a writer's block, those that this, that, and the other, he still writes every morning at 7 a.m. It's his routine. He writes. Doesn't matter if it's good. Doesn't matter if it's bad. He writes because that pushes him creatively. That makes him a better writer. So on and so forth. It does so many things, and he just does it. It doesn't matter if he doesn't know what he's going to write. It doesn't matter how bad it is and how long it takes him. He just does it. He just writes, and that can relate to anything. And I think that is why we need to stop relying on motivation and focus on just taking control of our creativity and creating. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope it helps somebody out there. Check out the post down below, and I'll catch you all in the next video.